grab a cup of joe and let's gather round that hay bale. With your hosts, Ann from Andale Homestead, Casey from Ormsby Farms, Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch, and Sandy from Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. Here they are. Hey, y'all, hey.
Yes, we got a quick little sneak peek of our surprised faces. Hello, everyone. I'm Ann with Andale Homestead.
And I'm Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch.
This is Sandy from Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona.
Hello, everyone. It is Casey over at Ormsby Farms, and we are so glad that you came in tonight for Hey Yall Hey radio show. This is our radio show that we do live the Tuesday after our season 6 episode of Around the Hay Bale comes out. Now, we talked about yesterday, we talked about cost of running a homestead, basically all the money, dinero, ching that goes into running a homestead. And it was a really good episode, I think. I had a lot of fun shooting it. Yes. But I think first, we need to pop it over to Ann because Ann needs to say hello to some people, I think.
Absolutely. I will be thrilled to say hello to people. And let's see, our faces just went away, but that's okay. So we're just having some surprises. We're having a little miscommunication between the mule and the wagon tonight, but it's all good. It's all good. Joe, fix it for you. You are so cute and cool and wonderful and almost always the first person in the chat. Hey, Jesse with Lazy Days Ahead, and his sweet Lisa, Jesse's girl with Lazy Days Ahead, is in the chat as well. U.S. Freedom 5, tick-tock, 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 30 minutes now. Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Hey, doll baby. So glad you're here. Asia Joe. Hi, Ann. Everybody else. Hoping to catch y'all in between getting ready for bed. Hoo, hoo, hoo. I know that feeling. And let's see. We have Sandy, of course, and Monica and Casey. And then Penny. Hey, Penny. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Penny Ortiz. We're happy to have you. And then Karen G. You know, we all call you Karen G, but we love you to pieces. Ginger, not for nothing, Homestead. Hey, doll baby. So glad you're here. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. And there's my Jessie girl, Miss Lisa. And I'm strolling down to, hey, Nancy from our treasured home. Thank you. Ann. Never met an Ann I didn't like. Getting to know more. And hey, Nancy from our treasured home, U.S. Freedom 5. Hey, she says hi. Hey, people. We're glad everyone is here tonight. We have a special little treat. If you guys get to share this out and we reach 50 or over in our chat cumulatively, because we're streaming live from Round the Hay Bale, Ormsby Farms, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, Bland's Promised Land Ranch, and Andale Homestead. So that's a whole bunch of people coming together. If we can get 50 all together, then we're going to give away something from each channel. Hey, Troy Sutton, I'm sorry. I missed you there, babe. Glad you're here. Hey, Rudy, we're glad you're here too. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon. And Sandy, this is something that we have discussed a number of times as far as financing, hey Bob, or being ready to finance your homestead and understanding just what goes into it. The ROI, is that the right initials? ROI? What do you think, Sandy?
Well, I think it's very important when you're on a homestead or starting a homestead that you really evaluate how much it's going to cost every time you add something to that homestead. What's the return on your investment? That's the ROI. What are you going to do? So say you have chickens. Okay, it's going to cost you this much for the coop, the feed, the chickens. Where is your point where you're going to have a return on that? If that's through eggs, through meat birds, through fertilizer, there's a lot of different things. Maybe you're going to raise little chicks to sell. There's a lot of different things to look at. So on a homestead, and tonight we're just going to discuss all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And to see when we start that homestead or they were already on that homestead, it has to be profitable, you know? I mean, not every single area has to be profitable, but you don't want to spend and put all this money out and then you're not getting any kind of return.
That's right.
What do you think, Casey?
I'll tell you, when we were recording this, the one thing that always stuck in my mind was Eric Bland saying everything is on the payroll. And it is so true. And we're not even just talking about the animals on your homestead. We're talking about fruit trees, the tomato plants, whatever you have to put money into on your homestead, it should be making you some type of income back. Now, it may not be income because you're selling at a farmer's market. It may be because you were able to spend $2 on a pack of seeds and it grew 40 tomato plants that you were
Right.
then turned able to can 100 quarts. I'm just throwing out numbers, y'all. But that is making money back. That's money that you did not have to spend now at the grocery store buying the tomato sauce or the diced tomatoes or the rotel or whatever, ketchup, all of that. That makes you money back. So that's an ROI. So when we were recording it, Eric Bland's voice is in my head talking about everything is on the payroll. And I've stayed true to it all 3 years at the last homestead and this one. I give it a year. If in that year you are not bringing me back money and I'm still putting money out, I'm pretty quick to cut you off. I know Sandy's gonna be like, Casey, give it a little bit more time. But if you're not making money for me in the first year, 2 years, we're probably not going to be good friends. And so then we're going to ship that peach tree. Peach tree was one of them. I tried it for 3 years. I put hundreds of dollars into trying to get these peach trees to grow. I got maybe 4 peaches over the 3 years. So that would be one that I'm like, yes, it's not on the payroll anymore. It has to go in the line of the unemployment because Ormsby Farm can't provide your paycheck anymore. So, but Monica, what about you? I mean, is Eric as a stickler on y'all's homestead as he says he is? Hopefully he's listening to this too.
He is, well, he's right now, he's at football practice.
Oh,
And
okay.
so he's not listening. No, yeah, he is a stickler on this. He really is good about that. As a matter of fact, he's probably more of a pushover about it over the past few years because he's been so busy at his job and because he works insane hours outside of the house and then he comes home. And if you've seen any of our videos lately, usually he's at nighttime or on the weekends recording those because chaos happens when he's home. But it's only after he's worked, 16-hour day. But no, he is a stickler. I think I'm the one that's probably worse on him and I'm kind of trying to talk him into getting random frivolous things. So, we have an emu in our yard right now. She's literally, the return on investment is zilch right now on this one. Because we paid for her, we paid for all the things that she's got there. And the only thing that she's given us back right now is attitude, but a lot of fun and love. So, right now that's a really, really low
That's
ROI.
a good ROI.
Yeah, I don't know. She is kind of cute though. She's kind of cuddly. So I keep telling Eric she can stay as long as she's cuddly. She's cuddly right now. But yeah, I think that he really is good at that. We are trying to, as a family, we take a look at that and say, how is this making us money or at least keeping us in the black? We don't necessarily have to be making a ton, but we just don't want to be behind the game on that one. And we try to be really good about that. I think the one area that I'm the best at is making sure that we're keeping track of the meat that's going out and coming in. So when I, sell beef, we sell pork. If I'm going to keep a cow, I don't want to pay for that cow. I want the sale of 2 more cows to cover the cost of that 1 cow. And so that's the way I kind of look at it here. If I'm doing the same thing with pork, when I do with pigs, if I have a litter of 10 pigs, I will sell 7 of those 10 piglets, keep 3 for me. And I need to make sure that the cost of the sale of those piglets is going to cover the cost of what it's going to take to grow them up because I don't want to pay for that. And then when I grow one up, I'll sell the meat from one of them and that'll cover the cost of processing because I don't want to pay for that. I want it to be profitable for me in that way. So I don't really see I don't really break it down in the numbers. Like I can imagine you both, Sandy and Casey. I could see you now keeping like this clean spreadsheet. And me, I'm like, yo, I've been feeding them 1 bag a week. So that's going to cost me. Yeah, I need to make sure I'm selling each piglet when they pop out right at 6 weeks. I need to sell them between 85 and $100. And that's going to help cover part of the cost to go back into what I am, spending approximately for the year. So I try to pay attention to that kind of stuff, and I do my best, but I'm not as meticulous as some people. But it's important to pay attention to those things. And I think some of the things we talked about on the podcast was awesome because some of the things that Ann and Sandy and Casey talked about, I had never thought about either. And the things that you're saying, it made you think about how from the start to the finish. And I think that's important to look at because that's some of the things that I kind of got carried away with when we first started our homestead. We didn't really pay attention to how long the road was. We just wanted to get on it and start driving. And you just can't get on that road and start driving 80. You have to start off slow, learn how to make the turns, learn how to keep control of the vehicle. You just can't just go full force. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. And I wanted to say hey to Jersey Dolphins. He wants us to put up some sort of recipe. I lost his comment earlier. Time for some emu jerky recipe. Oh my God. Yeah. And Ginger says, ask yourself if it adds value to the homestead in some way. And if not, you got to cut it loose, which is terrible. I have a terrible time with that. However, as far as chickens go, now we built the Taj Mahal. I still have several years in the red on the chicken house. According to me, I mean, but it was a dual purpose house because we didn't know if we were going to like chickens. So the chicken home that we built was going to double as an additional outbuilding. Okay. If some reason we didn't like chickens, which is crazy because we love them very much. But it is, I think that mental help and therapy and all of those things does come into account. It's not for me, it's not totally about money, which is a good thing because it's not always there. But in the garden, as far as tomatoes, I may have 50 tomato plants, which originally would cost quite a bit. But I have stewed tomatoes and canned tomatoes and ketchup and tomato juice and tomato sauce and tomato paste and I even saved the skins, dehydrating the skins to be able to have all sorts of things. So I've got enough for the year, which would pay for what we're doing in the garden, minus the labor. I mean, the labor doesn't really come into account. But Sandy, you and I were talking earlier on the podcast of saying that you don't really have to have the Taj Mahal as the chicken house. When you're first starting, you can begin with what when you're making things for your chickens?
Look what you have on your homestead. I mean, I made a chicken coop out of pallets and old picket fence slats. There, free windows I added in there. So really, other than the little tin roof that we had, and we got that at a great price, it didn't really cost us anything. So you just have to look at what do you already have? What can you get by with right now? And then you can go, okay, I've had this for 3 or 4 years. I mean, this last fall I bought a new beautiful chicken coop for when we get back to Wyoming. It was a great deal, and I think it's actually my first ever brand new. Well, I take that back. Maybe one other time I had a brand new one. But you do what you can do, and not everything is dollars. When I look at something, like I have always said that any of your outbuildings are gold. On a homestead, if you already have buildings, even if you have to do some work on them, if you tried to get that same size building built today, right now, with the cost of labor and lumber, it would be just like astronomical. So look what you have. So maybe I have this building. It's not exactly what I want, but what can I do to fix that? And things like that are very long term when you're thinking about your return on your investment. And
Learning to repurpose. That's right.
Right. And I just got a phone call yesterday from someone I know back in Wyoming. He was concerned about his apple trees. He said last year he didn't really have very many apples. I said, well, how old is your tree? Well, the tree is 4 years old. I said, you're lucky you have apples. Um, a lot of apple trees don't even fruit until 7 to 10 years. And I said, if you want to see when you're going to get your biggest amount of apples, it's year 17 to year 35. It's a
Ooh,
long-term investment.
long term.
And so I think you have to look at some things a lot different, not just
Right.
cash in your pocket, but long-term, like what is it doing for me right now?
Yeah, that's right. You love your barn, Henry. That's awesome. And
Well,
so yeah, for long term. Go ahead, Casey.
well, I was going to say we talked a little bit about that on the podcast too, because now, y'all, I jokingly said that I toss it to the side after a year, but there is like a timeline for certain things that I
Yeah.
don't get too crazy. Like with chickens, you should have a return on your interest within the first 2-3 years of chickens, because you wait for the eggs to hatch. If you're incubating your eggs, you're waiting about a month. Then you got to wait for them to get a certain age before they're laying eggs. Then you're able to sell the eggs for money. You got to wait a little bit longer if you're selling them for meat, because then those eggs that they just hatched now have to wait another month to turn into the chickens that you then have to raise up 17 weeks. But it's nothing compared to a cow. We talked about that on the podcast with Monica. Just
Right.
like apple trees. Apple trees, I mean, I may not be alive in 35 years if I planted an apple tree now waiting for my investment. I probably would. I'm a little dramatic tonight, y'all. But you have to know the longevity of that investment that you're putting on the homestead. Tomato plants, you should see a return on interest that year. Pretty quick. Chickens, pretty quick. Fruit trees, not so much. Pigs, what is it, like 2 years, Monica-ish?
Yeah, I mean, you're 2 years before they're starting to breed, really, before you want to breed them and start with the meat production, if you're doing it that way. If you just buy one and you invest in one, then you can raise it up for 9 months, 6 months, push food on it, and then turn it into food. But it just depends on what you want to do.
Well, we had a question from Penny I wanted to bring back up. It says, question, but if I raise egg layer chickens and meat chickens here on my property to solely offer my friends, family, and even strangers to help with their food bill, really not smart? No, I think it's still smart.
Absolutely. I think it's
Yeah.
great. If you have the means to be able to do that, that's what we all want to be able to do, is to look after our
return
friends. Yeah, our friends and our family and our neighbors and people that we care about. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now,
You know, that's what we do. Yeah.
If you're coming into raw land and you want to start a homestead, you see 10 acres or 20 acres or 100 acres of raw land. Hey, Karen, then, you might want to look, like Sandy said, buildings. Does it have any outbuildings on
Yeah.
it? Does it have what kind of trees? Is it mostly woods and forest that you're going to have to clear before you can have any kind of grazing or farmland? Any of those things? That's all expensive to be able to do. Now, Monica, when your kids, it still breaks my heart sometimes because they're so good at it and so smart and so logical in the rabbits. Now, I tried to talk Worth into getting some rabbits. I wanted some bunnies, but he said, no, I'm not interested in having rabbits because I would love them too much and we wouldn't be able to harvest them. But you have the ROI on the bunnies.
Yeah, no, with the bunnies, my daughter always wanted bunnies back in Maryland. And when we moved here 11 years ago, she was 9. And we were like, look, you can get bunnies, but we got to eat them. And she was like, what? And I was like, we can get bunnies, but we got to eat them. And she was
Yeah.
like, deal. Sounds good to me. I was like,
Oh.
all right, cool. Let's go. I mean, so we got bunnies and she started. And honestly, it was probably one of the best investments we've made. Now we have revamped our rabbits. And so we had to learn, as Sandy had said before, with chickens, you need to learn what's best for your area. And we went to the Tamuk breed, which is TAMUK. It's actually Texas. It's the TAMU campus, the Texas A&M University, Kingston. And it was a special breed of rabbit bred right there and built right there at that campus here in Texas, made for this Texas heat. They're very prolific in Texas heat. They're amazing. They still breathe through the heat. We don't really breathe through, but they have been so amazing and so good. And so it's taken us 9 years, and we've basically transferred all of our bunnies to this breed, but we've learned a lot along the way. And we went through all kinds of different breeds and learning, but that's part of this experience and this homestead life. But now it's wonderful. And like, yeah, Dave Bland said something about the barter system. That's what you do. But that's what we've been doing now, providing things to friends and family. You're learning to barter system. That's my father-in-law, I think. I'm pretty sure it's my father-in-law.
That's so
But
awesome.
yeah, the Tamuk rabbits are amazing. And so for them, you breed a rabbit, 28 days later, they get the nest box. By day 35, babies are out. You've got babies. And now at 6-7 weeks, I can sell them as babies for people to start to breed, or I can wait until they hit about 12 to 14 weeks. And we can process them. Yeah, it is my father-in-law. Process them. And so like right now, we processed just a few weeks ago. I sold a bunch. I sold it like 10 of them. And then we processed the last 5 or 6, put them in my freezer, put them in jars. And that was literally a 4-month process, 5-month really. From the time they were bred to the time they were in my freezer or in my jars, that was 5 months. And mind you, we can let that mama take a breath for a month or 2, rebreed her back. And by the time those babies are being processed at, grown, rabbits, we'll have another litter in, on the ground already within 3 weeks. And we've done that now a couple months out of the year already. This year we've done that. And I will say that is a great turnaround. And I will say that it's hard sometimes when you find a favorite, especially if you have one you hand raise, then you sell it as a bunny, sell it as a pet. But let me just tell you, the first time that my 10-year-old daughter got her arms tore up from a bunny scratching her, she was like, "We're eating that one first, Mom. We're eating that one first." I was like, "I got you, baby. I got you." Because you learn to separate it and you learn to know. Yeah. And our breeders, we let them go all the way. They live their best life, and then they're not our table food. They are just they live their life. So
Okay. And for me, when I have rabbits, I don't eat rabbit. Not that I couldn't, but I just don't.
Mhm.
I have rabbits solely
for the poop.
because I like them and I want their poo.
Mhm.
I make manure teas out of them.
Yep.
You can put rabbit poo right on your garden. You don't have to have it wait and get older. It can go right on there.
Mhm.
And I'm giving them the feed that I want, so I don't have any weed seeds in there. And so it really just depends. Sometimes it's not a physical money that you're getting, but if I don't have to supplement with compost, to help my garden,
Exactly.
I have it right then. And we've had little rabbit tractors, like a chicken tractor, and they can go different parts in the yard. And so I think there's a lot of things that we don't want to give you the impression that everything that we do, it's on cash money that is a return on our investment. That is not true. Some things we do get cash money from to help with our homestead, but other things, it's either for the joy of it or for a different purpose, like why I have rabbits.
Yeah. Well, I just had a lady text me today and she was like, "Hey, it's planting season. Can I come get a bag of rabbit poop?" And I'm like, "Let me check with the kids to see if they already threw it in compost or not. You got to tell me ahead of time, because otherwise they'll just throw it in our compost and we use it." But they like it right from below the cages and we throw it into a bag, and I'll sell her a bag of rabbit poop for, $15-20. And I think that's a pretty good steal, because she's taking it fresh. She don't have to raise the rabbits, and she takes it right to her garden and just puts it all around her tomato plants. And she's been doing that for the past 3 years. Yeah. And we have a great relationship, though. I don't really charge her too much, but we've made a friendship. So I know that if I need certain plants or whatever, and when you do that, you make such great relationships with people. So sometimes when you're homesteading, the ROI isn't just like you said, the money. Sometimes it's the relationships you've built and the bartering system that you can kind of construct with those
Right.
people.
Absolutely. But
Oh, the
none of
bartering
us
system
have,
for sure.
no, I'm sorry, Casey, go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Well, none of us have skills for everything, right?
Right.
Nobody knows everything, but we can build a big team around ourselves to be able to have knowledgeable people to learn from, to barter with.
Right.
There are a lot of people. Yeah, off grid world, we're glad you're here, honey. But to be able to barter with, to share skills with. Monica, you'll be interested in knowing that my daughter is part of a co-op down in Sneed's Ferry, and she has mentioned to her to her teachers that I would like to help with a Skillshare class,
Awesome.
which is I could do canning or dehydrating or something like that with everyone, and they were thrilled about the idea.
I
So
love
your idea, we're sharing with others. It kind of gives me goosebumps a little bit to know that all the way from Texas and all over the country that we're
Mhm.
able to continue that in other places. You
Mhm.
barter canning for chiropractic treatments. That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, my sister will cut my kid's hair because I'm not good at it. And she'll cut my little kid's hair and I just give her beef.
There you go.
Or I give her pork. She's like, hey girl, I need some sausages. I'm like, well, what time you got? Can we bring the kid over for a haircut? He needs a little trim. But I mean, you barter, you do those things. I think it's amazing. And honestly, look, I wish that every state had several skill shares for people to learn. I wish that churches would get together in women's groups and say, you know what? Not to say, first of all, not to say that crocheting, knitting, sewing, those skills are very important. But I'm not
Absolutely.
sure why you have all these like knitting clubs when you should be having other skill clubs too. Like,
Right.
let's do another little skill set thing where you're learning other things. I just feel like sometimes older people are like put into this niche where they can only do certain things. Like they can
No.
only knit or crochet or whatever. Why don't you bring in your portable electric canner and be like, have you ever canned before? Because if you haven't, you can. It's easy.
Right.
That's right. That's
Why
right.
not teach
Yeah.
people different skills that they haven't just been thrown into this little niche to do?
I might even be able to show them a little bit of pyro granny things and
There
stuff
you
like
go.
that. And
Yes.
like sewing, Brampton Gardner says, like sewing,
Yeah.
all these kinds of things. I'm so excited about it. I think it's just going to be fantastic. And it does help expand everyone's knowledge.
Yeah.
And Jesse, that sounds a little weird the way you put that,
A
but
little
I
sketchy.
can show how I make my oils and things like
Mhm.
that for herbs and to help with healing our own bodies and
Mhm.
healing ourselves.
Right.
So, Casey, it's been 28 minutes, and I'm just curious. I can't see the number that is up here, and we're combining all these channels together: Ormsby Farm, Bland's Promised Land Ranch, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, Andale Homestead, and Round the Hay Bale. And did we meet it?
We almost met it. So I still think we should do a giveaway.
Okay,
That's just
little-
me. Yeah?
We're teetering on the edge.
We're teetering. Yeah? We're teetering.
okay. All
Well,
right.
we had
so-
way more than 37 at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. There was there was over 40 something for a little while. I heard
Uh-huh.
in the
Mhm.
private chat. So you know what? You guys that have already shared our lives out and asked people to come in, I think that's amazing. Let's do a giveaway. Is that all right with everybody?
Let's do
We
it.
got as high as 45. I think that's close enough, right?
I think so.
You know what? We can add those other channels. That would be cool. All right. So, Casey, you have some pictures, and there should be a hashtag down below in the basement, almost ready, but that's going to depend on what you want to give away first. You want to go kind of in order of
What? Yeah. Who was? Let's go Sandy first.
okay. Yay! Look at there what she has. Sandy, can you explain what it is that we're going to be giving away?
Okay, so this is a shampoo bar, not a soap bar. This actually washes your hair.
Oh,
That's so
cool.
awesome.
And So I put it in some fun molds. So all the molds I did were flowers because I think that's great. And all you do it, you're in the shower or you're washing your hair in the sink, you get your hands all wet, it will lather up. Now it's not going to make as much lather as a shampoo does, but it is so good and it will make your hair so soft, makes it feel thicker. And so I'm going to give this away.
Look at Monica's
And
face.
it's so
Casey's
pretty, yeah.
face. Look at that.
I feel like I need that for my boys though, because they're always like, "Mom, which one of these is shampoo and conditioner?" And I'm like, "Bro, you have like the tiniest little bit of hair. You don't need conditioner." But I want it to be soft. I'm like, "You have this much hair. Stop." And then they take my bottles of shampoo and they're like, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, stop." So yeah, I think they need shampoo
Yeah.
bars.
And
That's awesome.
one of the great things about it is that, like if you're traveling, you can't have bottles of shampoo.
Right.
Right.
They won't let you get through the airport.
Right.
But this, I actually even made some little hearts that I've been given to people just to try it.
Isn't that the coolest?
And so it doesn't have any bad stuff in it. I put in pink grapefruit essential oil, so it has kind of a little citrus flavor, scent in there.
Yummy.
And this will literally last you and last you and last you. Tomorrow on my regular live, I'm actually giving some more of these away. So
Great. What time is that, Sandy, so that everybody can know?
it's 6:00 Mountain Standard Time.
6:00 Mountain Standard Time, which is 8:00 my time. And guava, Dave Busby, guava, sweetie. So hashtag SWAZ, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And put that in the chat. And we're going to do it real quick as far as we've got a number of things to give away. So we're going to just
Right.
flip really quick. It lasts longer if you don't shower.
Here's a little tip for you. If you have dandruff, if you leave your shampoo on your hair longer, forget about the conditioner. Conditioner should never touch your scalp anyway. It
Mhm.
should only be on the long part of your hair.
See, I didn't
Just
know
leave it. Think of it as when you're soaking dirty dishes. If you soak it in the water and the soap, it will loosen everything up and get rid of that. And so my kids, two of them were having dandruff. They changed and left the shampoo on their hair longer, and it's gone.
Oh my gosh. That's an awesome idea. That would be great. We have a lot of psoriasis in our family. And so that would be very healing, I believe, for them. Hey, Musgrave Family Farm, type in real quick hashtag SWAZ for Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And we're getting ready to give away a shampoo bar.
I am.
I saw Monica's face going. Okay,
I love that idea. I have yet to ever try one,
I've never
but-
tried one. Yeah.
but I've heard about them and I'm like, man, I don't want to go spend money on something that's just stupid. But now that I know Sandy makes them, I'm like, ooh.
I know.
Right?
She's
That's
going
my
to tell us
favorite.
exactly. We're at 48 now. Oh, gosh. Come on, y'all. Let's get to 50 people so it will be legit.
Well, there's only 22 entries, so y'all need to hit that.
That's right. Hey,
Yeah.
Amy from Lennon Mountain Homestead.
Hashtag SWAZ.
Yes. Oh, 48. Can we get 49? Can we get 49? Let's go. Let's go. All right. I tell you what we're going to do. We'll go ahead on this one. And what we'll do, if y'all don't mind, I'll be glad to take all of the emails of the people that win. If they'll email Ann, and I'll say it in my radio voice in just a minute, but it's andalehomestead@gmail.com. And then I'll get it out to everybody's email as far as who won and how they can send it, because I think it's all coming from us individually. All right. So let's get ready real quick. If you're in there you go. andalehomestead@gmail.com for the winners. And so we'll go 3, 2, 1. Hit that button. Let's see.
Oh, we just hit 50. Just BTW.
Woohoo! Yay! Hey, Asia Joe.
Oh,
Joe.
That's awesome, Asia. Thank you for being in here. She said she had also subscribed, so that's fantastic. All right, Asia, if you will please email me your name, your channel name, and your mailing address to andalehomestead@gmail.com. Okay, we got the next giveaway item. Do you have another picture down there, Casey, to pull up so that we can see? We're going to try to do this as quickly. Oh, the Serenity Salt Soak. Wonder who has that. I just never know. This is a bath theme tonight, apparently. Isn't this wonderful? So,
We want you to shower.
yes, we do. We do want you to bathe. This is magnesium based Serenity Salt Soak. It has magnesium bath flakes in it, ancient sea salt, rose hips. And what I did with the rose hips was I blended them really teeny tiny so that while you're bathing, you don't have little pieces of rose hip all over your body. It's just powder and some sodium bicarb. This is so awesome for your skin, for your body. When I need to be able to relax, I have arthritis in both of my knees as well now. I will take a magnesium, just a spoonful in my bath. Now, I don't have a great big giant bathtub, but I do take a spoonful in my bath. And it after about an hour, you realize, gosh, that feels really good. So, what is our hashtag that we have that people can get to win? Oh, okay, soap. It's not really soap. It's not really a soap, but it is in the bath. And so we have Serenity Salt Soak. It's a soaking thing. It comes with a little spoon. Should nobody be smelling if they be prepping? That's right. So
Put
if
that
you
on a t-shirt.
That's right. And I do have some of these on my website, andalehomestead.com, that I made up. I made it myself out of necessity. Lower 48 only. Yes, today, lower 48 only, I'm afraid. But okay, that'll be great. That'll be great. So, what we're doing is trying to encourage everyone to be able to think about the different prices and things and how you can save money to be able to make your own things. You can make your own shampoo bar. You can make your own Serenity Salt Soak. And this
Mhm.
works great. I feel so much better after I put a spoonful of this in my bath. Just kind of relaxes you to be able to go to sleep in the evening and helps these sore knees of mine. So you can soak your feet. Lynn, we don't either, but when I use it, I soak my feet, Jesse's girl says. You can use it as a salt soak of your feet. That's true.
Nice.
So let's enter in there. How many do we have? I can't see because,
19.
It's like
eh?
19.
okay, as soon as we get to 20, y'all put in hashtag soap and we'll get it. So I know we can do that. Oh, Linda. Okay,
There you go.
There we
there
go.
we go. Yay. All right, let's get ready to go. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Whoop. Yay. Jersey Dolphin says, y'all make so much goodness and share it and sell it discounted. I do. We really do. It's just basically shipping on supplies.
Oh, yay.
Nancy.
Nancy is a winner and a half, honey.
The winner, baby.
And poor Nancy has hand troubles and knee troubles and all of her things. And this will make you feel good, Nancy. That does my heart well. That does my heart really well. I love that. All right. So what are we going to do? We've got some things in the private chat, but I think what we're doing next is who? Who are we doing next?
Monica.
Okay, so I come ill prepared. However, Miss Ann has stuff behind her. Miss Ann, do you have one of your cayenne infused roll-ons behind you?
I do, actually.
Okay, so that cayenne infused roll-on that Miss Ann has, I have been using on my back along with some really amazing paint away from Black's Tropical Homestead. So if you've never been to Black's Tropical, you need to go grab some paint away. But Miss Ann sells cayenne infused roll-ons, and I have been using that in conjunction. Now, I had recently purchased that, and she sent me an extra one. And let me just tell you, I gave it to my daughter-in-law, who is very much trying to switch into more holistic, more herbal things. And she was like so genuinely excited. It like made my heart like so happy. Because I'm like, I'll
Oh,
never need both of these right this second. I was like, you keep it at your place in case y'all need it. And she was like, you're going to give this to me? I said, yes, it's good. I have extra. She gave me a
oh,
second. I'm going to give it to you. She was so excited. But I have been using this and I have been using it on my leg. I have hurt my back pretty bad. I have a really severe bulging disc, and they
it
keep
is.
telling me surgery, 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 pain medicine, pain medicine, pain medicine. But I refuse to pay attention to that. And so what I am doing is I am doing natural stuff, God's medicine. And so type in hashtag roll on, and I will send you that cayenne infused oil roll on right from Miss Ann's site. All you're going to do when you win is you're going to text Miss Ann or send Miss Ann your information. She'll send it to me, and then I will make sure you get that roll on, because I will tell you right now, it has been such a blessing for me. And I am sure that someone out there, if you're having with any kind of pain, and that's what you use it
Because,
for, right, Miss Ann? You're using
yes,
it for pain.
it's cayenne infused with castor oil,
Yeah.
and it does help so much relieve your pain. Now,
Muscle
when you're putting it
tension,
on, it is,
inflammation, and that's what I'm
mhm,
dealing with right now is the inflammation and the muscle tension. I mean, I've got pain from my hip all the way down to my toes, and I was rolling it on my leg the other night. I was feeling some sharp stabbing pains, and I was just rolling it on my leg. And I will tell you, I have felt so much relief. So if you have that type of stuff going on, or you just want to have it when you're ready, I mean,
yeah.
it's natural stuff, and that is the best kind of stuff to put on your body is
Yep, and that's
natural
the
stuff.
total ingredients is cayenne and castor oil. So
Yeah,
it's 100% natural,
yeah,
and it can heal your body
yeah,
and or at least give you some relief. So
sure.
that sounds wonderful. All right, so hashtag roll on. I can't remember the rest of the words, but
Come on, y'all know you want it. Type on roll hashtag roll on.
there you go.
There's only
That's right.
22, but I know we have more people in here. So
Now, and the only thing is, if you do put it on your hands, you do need to wash your hands
yeah, don't take your
before
contacts
you,
out.
yeah, before you take your contacts out,
Or
before you pick
gentlemen,
your
don't
teeth,
itch anything.
or going to the restroom. Girl, put it together, honey. Roll
There
on,
you go.
mama.
There you go. Oh, comfrey cream. Yeah, that's actually, I have some actually. You know what? I'm going to try that too. I think that's what Cherie told me as well. Comfrey
Yep,
cream.
she did.
Yep.
Comfrey cream.
Yep.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah.
We
All
got
right.
25.
Hot
25.
dog. All right. Let's get ready to go. Okay. So we'll
Let's
do
do it.
3, 2, 1, go. Boop. Yay. Roll on 18 wheeler. And let's see who's Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Yay. Now, Rebecca, that is a newer name for me. It is linked into one of our channels, but if you will please email me, andalehomestead@gmail.com, your mailing address. And then what I will do is contact Monica and let her know how to get it sent to you. And so that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Thank you. I'm from Facebook, so I just put my first name. Awesome, Rebecca. That's terrific. Thank you so much. Now, it's up to you, Mr. Casey. What's going on?
It's me. Well, okay. So I too am Monica's twin, came ill prepared. But what we're doing, let me tell you, the first thing that I learned when I learned prepping was I watched Sandy's How to Make Homemade Vanilla.
Yes.
Right? Same, Monica. I know we're twins.
I have it like, I've watched it like 850 times.
I'm about 860. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we got her over the millions.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give away 5 vanilla beans.
Woo!
You can start because now is really the time if you want to get it ready, going, and to have for the holiday season, for baking season. Now is the time that you want to start making. It's the vanilla beans. You're gonna cut it like a little line down the center, expose some of those little seeds, put it in some vodka, and you're going to let it sit. Forget it that it was there for like the next 6-7 months. And
That's
it's
right.
going to be so amazing. And
Yummy.
especially since you were taught by Sandy. That's
Yeah.
how amazing it's going to be.
All right,
Well,
so
and
let's get our hashtag up there, and we'll
and if
talk
you watch
about it.
Sandy's stuff, you'll know too. You don't have bean me. I love it. You don't just have to use vodka. You can use all kinds of stuff like
Yeah.
rum,
Huh?
all kinds of junk. You can put any
You get
alcohol,
real
you just
fancy.
throwing it in alcohol.
Yeah, hashtag bean me,
Bean me.
vanilla bean, la Vinciola.
I
Yes,
think I
and so
actually have some whiskey vanilla in there. I'm making now.
I was going to say, and
Ooh.
I'll ask
That
the
sounds
chat. Ann Philbeck says she makes hers every 3 months, and Cheryl uses spiced rum. Lisa has some that's almost 2 years old, and so I love. What has anyone else in the chat made their own vanilla flavoring, and if so, what did you use? Because I just assumed you used vodka.
We got a bunch of free whiskey because people in Texas, like these companies that when they like give you gifts, I guess, in the building industry, they want to give you whiskey. So my husband will come home. We're not drinkers. This man will come home. He's like, I got a thing of whiskey and I got another thing of whiskey. I'm like, what? We had like 3 bottles of whiskey up in our pantry. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this mess. And then I saw Sandy's videos and I'm like, I can make vodka and whiskey vanilla. Now I
There
got
you
vodka,
go.
now I got whiskey. I got vanilla, making my vanilla up there.
Okay.
Brandy.
Brandy,
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
people use
Yeah.
brandy. Yeah.
So, Sandy, what are some of the things that people that you have used besides vodka to make your vanilla flavoring?
Spiced rum. I did a taste test, and Joe liked the spiced rum vanilla better. I
Okay.
liked the regular vanilla better. And I put it in pudding and hot chocolate and cookies. I did it on a whole bunch of things. So it was blind test. But he repeatedly picked the spiced rum. It was just something that extra little thing that he liked.
How about that? Oh, Jesse's girl says she has vodka, rum, and spiced rum vanilla growing. That's fantastic. I like vodka better than rum. Big Valley Living. Big Valley Living is teasing Jesse saying, hey, you're going to sit down for this because that's his big thing that he gives away that we all love it. The only vanilla I have is Jesse and Lisa's vanilla they give away.
Can I tell you a funny story before we do it? So
Yes,
I
please.
remember Monica, I had to hit up Monica because I was like, Monica, I got some random bottle of vanilla in the mail. I was like, I guess people like me because they're sending me this giant bottle of vanilla. And I don't know who to thank on a video. And Monica was like, you won on Jesse and Lisa. You got it sent to you, dude. I was like, oh.
That
I
stuff
thought I
is
was just a huge
amazing.
celebrity
still
that
think-
somebody was sending me vanilla.
I think I'm the only YouTuber that's never actually had any of that. So I may be the only one in all of YouTube land that's never had it.
We're
But I've
going to have
seen
to
it.
fix that. We'll
I've
have-
seen it. I've like seen it from a distance. I was like, hello. But it's okay because I actually ate lunch with Jesse and Lisa, so that's fine. I don't need vanilla. I've had one-on-one time with them. Okay.
Well, okay, so we're all jealous.
I don't need vanilla. I've had one-on-one
go.
time with them people. They're amazing. That's fine. I'll take that over vanilla any day.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. All right, so let's get ready to go. We've got a number. I can't see it, but we've got a
24.
number. Okay, that's great. And so we're going to count this one down, and then we have one last one that was donated by a friend of ours. So bean me, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, boop. And let's see. Trust me, I know a guy, Monica. So I haven't gotten any of their vanilla. Musgrave.
Braves family
Farm.
farm, yay!
Yay! Congratulations. Congratulations. So, Musgrave Family Farm, if you will please email your name, your channel name, and your mailing address to andalehomestead@gmail.com. That way we can get your vanilla sticks. Now, y'all, we have someone that has generously offered a book. When we're talking about homesteading, you got to learn to fix your own things, to
Mhm.
fix stuff.
Yep.
And this is a book that teaches us easy ways to fix things that we already have. One of the easy fixes for everyday things. And I love it. It's a Reader's Digest book, 1020 ways to repair your stuff. And I actually saw that book today. It's got pictures, which makes it wonderful. So, hashtag fix it for the book to be able to learn how to do that. We can never have enough books, honestly, to on our homestead to be able to
Mhm.
pull out, you
Right.
know, and check. And Sandy is big on books. She
I am.
loves to read, which is amazing and wonderful. And she helps teach us and helps guide us in books that we need to be able to have on our shelves. So this is our last giveaway. We've gone way over our 30 minutes. It's already 8:51, but it was a challenge that came out today just out of the blue that if we had reached enough people in our chat, we would give away some things, and we were so close, and then we reached it. And so that's fantastic. Oh my Lord, I do truly need that book. Fix It from Penny Ortiz. Don't we all? And we got wouldn't it be funny if Joe Fix It for You won the Fix It book?
I was just thinking
Right.
this too. Isn't that funny? I was just like,
Ironic.
that'd be so funny if Joe won
So
that.
Joe Fix It for You, Joe Lawn. Yeah, I think that would be fun. And Ginger says, I love you, honey. My
It'd be
family would
actually
tell you-
better if Ginger won it. That would actually be better.
Yeah, that would be. Lynn the Okie Dokie says, my family would tell you otherwise, that you can't have too many books. Now,
That's what I think.
yeah, I think that's did I not say that? I may have said it backwards. But I don't think you can have too many books.
Right.
I am book poor, I can tell you that. And I love it. Especially if the internet or the power goes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. We need
Mhm.
to be able to have a way in print. And it's kind of like the Bible. I really enjoy the actual pages
Yep.
of turning the pages and reading the word rather than having it electronically. And I know a lot of young people like the electronic versions and off their phones and things, but I like to touch it and feel it and turn the
I will
page.
say that the Bible app does encourage you, because I'm a Bible app user.
There
Does
you go. So
encourage
you're
you to
young.
actually open up the book too.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
not just scrolling. So it does encourage you. Now, some of the other apps, did you know there's a new app now if you can put it on any book and it reads the book to you? Have y'all seen the commercials pop
Oh,
up on
I've seen
Instagram?
the commercials for that.
I was
Yeah.
like, that is so lazy. Yeah.
Hey, they
And
need
we're
more
not talking
voice.
about lazy days ahead. We're talking about like really lazy. Yeah.
I think there's benefit for it because I think there are people that may need to hear the book
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
they're following, because that's how some of my kids learn. But I think that it also could be a very big crutch for some people who don't want to just actually put eyes on something.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm
word
one of those, it may be beneficial, but I also think it's very important to still put your eyes on it and read it yourself.
That's right.
I'm
That's
negative
right.
Nancy. Lazy.
Now, look, I'm trying to find a second career in reading books, audio books. Okay.
Yes,
So,
you
know.
Mm,
Now,
okay, maybe not so lazy. We'll let Ann do that.
this particular prize was donated by none other than Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. And we appreciate them so much.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
do.
thank you, Jesse and Lisa, for donating that. Please
Thank
check out
you.
their channel as well. Ginger, if you would possibly put in the link for Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, and Joey, if you would put in your link and Ginger's link, that would be awesome. I would love it. You got so many books, you don't have enough space for them. Look, we got books under the bed, in the shelf, in the closet, all over the place. I certainly understand that, Linda. Okie dokie. Okay, let's get ready.
We're at 22.
Okay, I think that's great. So we're going to count down, right?
Yes.
So I tell you what, Casey, you say 1, Sandy says 2, I'll say 3, and Monica says boop.
I got it. I can do it.
Okay. Are you ready for the boop though, Monica?
Boop. Yep, I can do it.
Here we go. Wait, what am I saying again?
1,
3.
1. Oh, okay.
He's gonna be like 1.
2.
3.
2.
Hey, I did my part right.
We
Okay, I'm
gotta
just saying.
practice. We definitely have to.
Sure.
See the irony of all of it.
Is that funny? That is funny.
Oh my goodness.
Yay. Not for Nothing Homestead is Joe Fix It For You's wife. And Ginger won the Easy
Oh,
Fix It book. I
I
think
love
that's
that
fabulous.
so much.
Oh,
You can't make this stuff up, right?
I
You
love it.
just can't make this stuff up. So, Ginger, thank you. And we have your address, honey. So you don't need to email me, but that is so much fun. This was a lot of fun, you
it
guys.
was.
Yes.
All right. So I've done nothing but chat. So, Casey, why don't you close us out, Sugar Pie?
I'd love to. Well, y'all, thank you so much again for coming in on our Tuesday night radio show. We really do have a lot of fun doing this and interacting with y'all. And another huge, huge thank you to Jesse and Lisa and Ginger, everyone who mods in there for us. We really could not put this show on because, as you could see, we barely could count down from 3.
We have to practice.
We really appreciate y'all helping us out here. But don't forget, if you have not listened to our podcast, if you scan that QR code on the screen, it takes you to our link tree and you can hear all 6 seasons. We have 6 seasons, y'all, of wonderful podcasts, and we're going to be year round this year, every single Monday to eternity. So we will see you next Monday. It's a part 2. So we're still going to be talking about ROIs and how much money it costs to run a homestead. So you won't want to miss that. But we will see you next Tuesday on Hey Yall Hey radio show. Bye, y'all. We hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful week.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Monica, did you know it's now even easier to listen to Around the Hay Bale podcast?
What? Really? How easy?
That's right. All you have to do is say, Alexa, play Round the Hay Bale podcast.
Playing Round the Hay Bale podcast on Apple Music.
Ooh, we're really fancy now.
Tune in to Round the Hay Bale every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time.